is central to the development of humility. Arrogance speaks, humility listens. Mr. Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear guests. It was during my 4th grade, one of my cousin's sister was getting married and the preparation was going on in full swing. And during this preparation, all my uncles were coming home and I was surprised to see what exactly they were doing in my home. Back in India, the concept of marriage is like inviting at least 1,000 people, otherwise people won't consider it as a normal wedding function. They had this pen and paper with them, they started writing something, and I was really curious to know what exactly they were doing in the background. And I was too afraid to ask them, fearing that I might be interrupting their business. So I asked my mother instead what exactly was happening, and she was like, "Is this the preparation going on?" "Amma," that's how I call her. "Amma, I already know this thing." So that's it. What else you want to know? Days passed and I observed the same thing happening continuously for the next couple of weeks. And slowly I started realizing that they were making a list of names as part of invitation. But my question didn't end there. Why these uncles were coming to my home? After this marriage function, a few years later, another marriage function was happening in the same family and the same trend continued. Slowly, I started realizing that they were coming to my home in order to see my father, who was the youngest among the siblings, to sit with him and sort out the list with him. Because he was really great at doing these things. Usually, the younger one goes to the elder ones in order to help them, but here the case was so different. That's when I started exactly learning about leadership, what exactly meant by leadership. Yes, my father was my greatest motivation. Reflecting on those memories, I began to realize that my father was more than just a family figure. He was my greatest inspiration. From what I have seen all these years, the idea of being a leader was all connected with asserting dominance and the tone of voice being rigid or compelling. The idea of welcoming or suggestive was always foreign for me. Hence, listening is central to the development of humility. Arrogance speaks, humility listens. One such incident was that one day while I was driving in my car, I lost my number plate in the middle of the road. In order to get this back, the procedures that needed to be done were so daunting. We have to go to the police station, file a case, and we have to report this to the newsletter about this incident. Entering this police station was so scary, I almost peed myself. But my father came to rescue. He was so calm and composed. The way he was explaining things so elegantly reminded me of something. If he was also panicking like me, I'm pretty sure that I won't have that kind of confidence today. He got it right everything from the beginning. He was the epitome of emotional intelligence and strategic thinking. Never did I know that I was born from a leader, and I continue to be leader that he has aspired me to be. Fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests, my transition from corporate world to being an international student was so motivating and challenging. When I came here, everything was new to me. New people, new culture. Adapting to the new cultural difference was more challenging. During my leadership journey, I met so many amazing leaders. I met Toastmaster Mani, Toastmaster Eddie. From them, I started learning more about this district. As you all know, I took up this area director role on last January. Before I take up this role, I had a call with my mentor back in India, a few other leaders, and also with my father. All these people reminded me of one thing. When you become a leader, there will be good and bad days. But moreover, When you take up a leadership role, you have to be so genuine, and also you have to be ready to serve for your people and for your members. The biggest quality of a leader is just to be present. Looking back, my dad was never a person who was emotionally available to everyone. He never came to me and said, Jeevan, I love you. Jeevan, I miss you. But he was there for me whenever I needed him the most. That quality of a person who we can rely on and bring all our problems to that person, and you know that they will be there for you, is the best leader. And this speech is dedicated to my father for simply being there and sowing a seed of leadership in me. Thank you. Back to Toastmaster of the Day.